Hello fellow hunters, this is Jared Lantern, and I'm here with another prop review video today. And today I'm reviewing the life-size Evette witch. This is from Grandin Road. This is new for 2018, and I do believe it is a Grandin Road exclusive. So this was one of the many witches that Grandin Road had for sale this year, and the only one that did not include the same exact face of the witch trio that we've seen for like the last few years. So when I had originally seen this prop, I wasn't too impressed with it. I didn't really think too much of it, but for whatever reason, for me, it just seems like I must have a witch prop purchase in a Halloween season. I feel like it's a classic character. I feel like my Halloween prop purchases are not complete until I do get one, but I may regret having purchased this one. We'll get into that in a little bit. But so just the basics on her. She is, I mean, she's pretty much life-size. They say she's 75 inches tall, which more than a foot of that is accounting for her very tall hat. I would say from her head down to the base is roughly about 5.5 feet, maybe even less. So to call her 6.5 feet is a little unfair because, yeah, it's just a cloth hat. But you know, some of the good things about her, and I'll get into it, you know, kind of balance out the bad things. But yeah, so I'll get into the details in a second. So again, the basics. She is not animated in any way. Her arms are posable, and she does have light up eyes, which I don't have yet because I don't want to be blinded right now. Yes, they are very bright eyes, and I'll show you in a minute. But anyway, so let's go ahead and take a look at the details of this prop. Now, pretty much with any prop, the biggest kind of drawing point to a prop is the face and the head. And I really have no complaints about that. In fact, the face and the head structure for this particular prop is pretty amazing. I mean, there's a lot of really good detail. It's unlike any other witch face that I've seen from any other props before. You know, like I said, it's well detailed, and you could, you know, they have all the wrinkles on the mouth and on the face, and the eyes are just really cool. The eyes are great, actually. Great sculpture of the eye. And the hair is kind of basic hair for a prop. It's kind of like that shiny type of effect to it. I wish it wasn't so shiny, but most of that is just because I have a lot of light on her right now. But and this is the Affirmation Hat, and as you can see, it attributes to most of the 6.5 feet that they claim that this prop is. And it's at first I thought it was actually completely detached from the prop because I was able to pull the hat off a little bit, but it is attached permanently on the back of the head. But you could have it as low as you want, you know, practically covering her face. You can have it as high. In the stock photo on the Grandin Road website, they actually have the hat almost completely like back like that, which just looks weird in my opinion. But it is easy to, it's wired around the rim, so it is easy to kind of shape the way you want it, including the top as well. And the creepy cloth on the hat is that is permanently attached at the points where you see that it is attached. So I actually really do like the hat. Overall, she is pretty much a classic looking, you know, witch. Posable arms, like I said, I believe they're just foam with wire on the inside. The hand detail leaves a lot to be desired. They're very small, and the paint detail just, I mean, kind of speaks for itself. If I can focus this real quick, you know, not the best detail, and they both kind of look the same. Not a fan of that. Her dress is basically just cloth and gauzy kind of material. that drapes down, and you kind of position it at the base as you want. And speaking of the base, I just wanted to show you the actual apparatus that she sits on. So, you know, it's completely different than any other prop that I've seen, where it's usually the basic kind of, a lot of people call it the Christmas tree stand, where it's just the 4 feet that you put into the base and it just stands like that. She actually screws in with two metal poles that ultimately are screwed into the base of her body. But you can see the joining part right there. It kind of screws in, and then it screws in at the base, and that base is very heavy. I would say it's about 5 pounds. I mean, not very heavy, but based on and compared to other bases, it's pretty heavy, and it's almost like a plaster kind of a material, and I really like that. That's a really good improvement on the previous kind of bases that we've seen in the past. But yeah, she's a decent prop. You know, I do have more complaints about her than I do have good things to say about her. I would have much rather have purchased just like the head as a mask and make my own prop. You know, that would have probably been the better way to go, cheaper way to go. She does retail for 99 bucks. I, of course, did not pay that much for her. I would not have paid that much for her. I had a 25% off coupon, and I actually had a free shipping offer as well, so it ended up being a little over $75. And that's about how much, you know, you'd pay for one of these static props that really the only feature is, you know, the light up eyes. And I'll go ahead and turn on her eyes right now. So as you can see, her lights for her eyes are frightfully bright, not in a good way. It's not really picking up on the camera how bright they really are, but you put this in your haunt and you will for sure blind your guests. So if I even decide to keep her, which I'm still on the fence of possibly returning her, if I were to keep her, I definitely would not use the eyes. I think it just kind of takes away the actual integrity of how good and how well sculpted the face was, and it kind of just makes it look more like a cartoon. And actually on camera it doesn't look too bad, but in person, trust me, it looks just weird. It's way too bright. But yeah, so that is pretty much everything about the prop. Like I said, I could not really recommend this prop to you guys, so unfortunately for the Evette life-size witch, I'm gonna have to say a thumbs down. But you know, if you're doing a witch theme in your haunt this year, I think she would be a wonderful addition. You can never have too many, you know, static props in a setup. You know, she ultimately looks pretty good, and I'm gonna go ahead and do kind of like a full body shot from the top of her hat to the base. So, you know, decent life-size witch prop. Not too many frills with this one. Like I said, no animation. Animation is not necessary, but I wish they would have just spent a little more time on the details on stuff like the hands and just, yeah, I mean, I don't know what else. There's really no other complaints I have, and I feel like that I've been kind of harsh on this product. But I think it mostly has to do with the fact that I just expected higher quality for a Grandin Road exclusive product anyway. So it's a great static prop to add to your collection, especially if you're going to be doing a witch theme. But again, you know, just for the regular price, I would have expected it to be a little more affordable. I think 99 bucks is way too expensive for this prop. So there it is, you guys, the Evette life-size witch from Grandin Road. Yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching. If you like what you're seeing, please like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, keep it creepy.